The following is presented by the Cheeky Bastards.
Come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs.
Yippee Ki-Yay motherfuckers, and welcome to the 21st edition of Dropping a Bruce, the monthly podcast where we watch every single one of Bruce Willis's 40 straight-to-demand releases from his acting career to see if he took the role for a paycheck and dropped a deuce, or if in fact he took the role and gave it his all and dropped a Bruce. I am the Notorious Scott K.
And my name is Mr. Smith.
And together we will be your hapless stewards on this 40-month journey through the lesser-known movies of Mr. Bruce Willis's filmography. This month's stop finds us on the other side of the hill as we begin the stretch towards the end. As we reach the halfway point, we are now under the second part of our journey, but it also finds us being punched in the cock by the ghost of our own hubris to think that this journey was a good idea in the fucking first place as we review 2021's action thriller, Out of Death. Has anyone seen any death? We're all fucking out of it, pal.
More like out of depth.
Mr. Smith, this is an ominous start to the second half of this mentally draining journey.
Wow.
This is turning into our very own journey into the mouth of madness. We are going down the river. We're looking for Colonel Kurtz, and Colonel Kurtz happens to be Bruce Willis and his 40th STD. We're trying to collect all 40, collected our 21st, and as our illustrious and esteemed guests told us last month, we were in for some choppy fucking seas.
He did warn us.
Holy shit, he did. He warned us, except this was more...
Not only, who better to warn us, and warn us he did.
Yes. Mr. O'Connell did tell us that we were sunny skies were not ahead of us. We're not ahead of us. But, hey, look, we don't talk about it before we get onto this recording, so you know what? There's a lot to unpack. There's not a lot to unpack, but there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, there's kind of one of those things where there's nothing to talk about, yet there's so much ground to cover.
Yeah, as your fellow countryman Shakespeare over there used to say, "So much to do about nothing." You know what I'm saying over here?
Oh, man.
So before we take an ill-advised hike up a mountain to spread the ashes of our dickhead father, it's time for our...
What you talking about, Willis?
Just the facts, man. Just the facts.
This film was released in 2021, written by Bill Lawrence and directed by Mike Burns, starring Jamie King, Bruce Willis, Lala Kent, Michael Ciro, Tyler J. Olson, Kelly Grayson, and Mike Burns, with a running time of 96 minutes. It was made on a budget of $10 million and grossed only $96,000 at the box office. It holds a 3.3 rating on IMDb, with a 0 critics and 43 audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. A corrupt sheriff's department in a rural mountain town becomes undone when an unintended witness throws a wrench into their shady operation. EFO Films and Vertical Entertainment presents Out of Death.
On your knees.
Hi, Uncle Jack.
The old cabin looks good.
Country will be good for you. This lake has a way of healing things. Thanks for driving.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I'm over this, Jimmy. Read the room. You know the protocol. That's not how we talk. That's not what we do. Hey! Hey!
Billy,
We have an unintended.
clean up your goddamn mess. Don't you make me have to come out there.
Please, I'm begging you. Please, please, please. You don't have to do this. I promise.
What are you waiting for, Billy?
Help me, please.
Don't move! On your knees. Now! I'm a cop. What happened?
She assaulted me. They're lying. She murdered someone.
This guy's a cop. He's not gonna shoot another cop. Billy, get my gun.
Run!
We got a problem.
Put her out of her misery and then let's finish this. You hear?
I can hear you in there. Where's your friend?
Shannon, you can trust me. What we need is evidence.
I need my camera. Everything that you need to know is on there.
There's no quitting now. You understand?
Okay.
and your niece stays safe.
Uncle Jack!
I swear if you touch my niece...
Open the door, please help me!
We're in this together.
It gets real tricky when family's involved, doesn't it, Jack?
I know men like you. You use people to get what you want. But I'm that chick you shouldn't have messed with.
Mr. Bruce Willis plays retired Philadelphia police officer Jack Harris, who after his wife's death from cancer has moved to a remote cabin in Georgia to heal his broken heart. Now, this is our 7th of 26 straight to demand releases that Mr. Willis will do over the last 5 years of his career. This is also his 2nd of 7 STDs that will be released in the year of our Lord 2021. Now, the plot that I was able to string together, although I've told you the plot that the people at IMDb say it was, see if I've got this. So, when a woman has decided to hike up a mountain that her father said she was too big of a pussy to climb in order to prove him wrong, and then spread his ashes, stumbles upon a redneck drug deal gone wrong, and must now elude a corrupt and totally inept sheriff's department with the aid of a retired Philly cop who looks like he needs a fucking nap and is about as useful as a bathtub at the bottom of the ocean. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Out of Death.
That pretty much sums it up. You did a very good job, actually.
And join us next month.
Have you seen the write-up on Letterboxd? It looks that honestly, it reads like it was written by a 6-year-old. Have you not read it?
No, I didn't know. Please,
well, no,
please. We're jumping into notes, so it's the perfect spot for notes. Why don't you give it to us?
I was just like, you know, having a look around, doing a bit of research as you
while
would.
watching the film.
But it's just the way it read. I was like, sounds like it was written by a child. But anyway, Out of Death, directed by Mike Burns. Justice is just a moving target. As Shannon, a woman who wants to put her father's ashes away in the woods, witnesses a corrupt cop dealing drugs with a junkie, she has to try and run away after she gets rampaged by 2 discreditable cops after they see her taking secret photographs of their crime maneuver. They then do a cat and mouse game around the woods as Shannon teams up with a retired sheriff along the way for more reinforcement. It's just a diversion of survival and egalitarianism. That's just like a fucking... I'm not going to use the word I want to use, but it sounds like someone who wrote that wasn't too bright, not too sharp. Not a wordsmith, I'll say.
No, not Shakespeare. Not a
that
Shakespeare.
Ain't no fucking Shakespeare over here.
It's not even Tommy DeVito over here. What am I fucking here to amuse you, huh? I'm a fucking clown. We could have used the Tommy DeVito on this motherfucker. But before...
There's a lot of things we could have used.
Before we peel back the top layer of our sandwich to look at what's inside, which is there's no meat, no veg. I don't know what's in it.
There ain't much.
Due to COVID complications, the entirety of this film was shot in just 9 days.
3
folks.
hours.
3 hours. 3 hours over the course of 9 days. Now, as we will definitely discuss in a few, Mr. Willis's scenes were reduced to just a 1-day shoot due to the director being concerned about Bruce's cognitive state. Originally, Bruce had 25 pages of dialogue, which were clearly cut down significantly.
Right.
The film made back over $400K in home video sales. You can find most of those, as what we call over here, in one of the cheap bins or at one of your Salvation Army, our little thrift stores that people take their shit they don't want anymore and they put them there. Either that or you may see Grandma and Grandpa using one of these as a fucking coaster on their fucking table because... not many people could be holding on to these. I would be surprised. I feel like this is like what Spielberg and Atari did with the E.T. game where they just buried them in a fucking landfill.
I'd be
how
curious.
Bad that game was.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be curious, actually. I don't do much of my physical media shopping in stores. I tend to do most of it online. So I'd be very curious to see if...
It's because he's banned from most of those stores. Because he used to do them in the nude. You're not really... It's frowned upon no matter where you are. Just be shopping around in the nude. I'm just,
That'd be funny if it wasn't so true. But no, I'd be curious to see if any of the stores, that I know of would actually carry these movies, actually. Someone's got to.
Someone did. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, no, I just don't know if they made it over here as a straight, I don't know if by now anyone would have... I think people would have cottoned on to the quality of these ventures by now.
Now, as we talked about, Bruce was nominated for a Razzie in the now defunct worst performance by Bruce Willis in a 2021 movie. That's already foreshadowing for us. This is number 3 of 2021. We already know where we're headed. We already know where this train's headed. Now, this film is the 7th film to receive a 0 critics rating on Rotten Tomatoes. The last time we said that, it had been 6 of 18. So keeping up with the every third movie, this is the 7th of 21. We are keeping that mathematical trend alive as every third movie gets a 0 rating on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics. Speaking of Letterboxd, I have two fun ones, and then we'll move in. Kevin on Letterboxd writes, "Hey, can you run out to the store? We're out of death." And Waldo on Letterboxd writes, "Mr. Burns is the director. He sucks. He does the music too, and it sucks. Bruce Willis sucks. The action sucked. The whole cast sucks. The title is hilarious, and it also sucks. I pushed play just to watch a movie that sucked while falling asleep. I ended up watching the whole thing. That sucked. Everything sucks." Thank you, Mr. Waldo on Letterboxd.
Waldo hit the nail on the head. Hey, where's Waldo?
Now, the last 2 films we have watched some interstellar Bruce Willis. We've got some sci-fi stuff. We thoroughly enjoyed Breach. Last month, Cosmic Sin.
Not so much.
One of the best looking films that they've made, like as far as aesthetically pleasing. It was really well produced. Looked great. Had a good production design to it. If we could have combined that with Breach, we would have had ourselves a fucking knockout fucking sci-fi. But one of the reasons both those films probably succeeded better than some others is because those fucks, EFO, weren't a part of it. Well, guess who's back, folks? Guess who's fucking back with a vengeance? Emmett and Furla. Those cocksuckers have returned. Steve's favorite title sequence showed up. That fucking train that runs right up your asshole. They're probably Diddy Party members. I have no doubt in my mind
the poo-poo
that
choo-choo.
fucking Emmett is definitely, he had a couple of poo-poo choo-choos in him for sure. This thing starts off looking like dog shit. Just dog shit. We have this flashback sequence, which we then realize it's only the midpoint of the movie. It's not even the fucking ending of the movie. And my first note was, fuck, this already looks like dog shit. Bruce yelling, looking confused, and random flashbacks. We're back in EFO territory. We are back to standard dog shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only way we can continue our sex ring going in 2021 due to COVID. We got to fucking steal people's money to keep that racket a-moving.
Yeah, I mean, another producer's stepped up to the fold. Mr. Tim Sullivan, who he directed 2001 Maniacs, which I don't know if you ever saw that. It was produced by Eli Roth, I think. I think he produced... Have you ever seen Detroit Rock City?
I have.
Yeah, he produced Detroit Rock City. How the Fallen have fallen. That's Mr. Tim Sullivan.
He probably was one of those guys who had money and everyone else produced it, and he's got his credit. That's what I'm starting to feel about the
Yeah,
EFO
I mean, I
guys.
lend my name to it, but then I don't know how much that name means in this modern age.
Exactly.
But for a time, he was someone who to keep your eye on, but now he's producing Bruce Willis STDs. Oh!
Now, we've watched 21 now. So, look, we don't have the
Seasoned
full
professionals.
volume, but we are pretty much fucking well-versed in the shit we have watched. And there's been some real doo-doos that we have stepped over and in.
This could be a new
That
line.
is in my belief. Reprisal was our top dog. Which is interesting because actually we enjoyed what Bruce did because he was playing like a secret agent in it, and we had all them, and it was just everything else just like dog shit afterwards. I actually think this is the worst. And you know what? I'm going to do a mea culpa. I would like to apologize to Mr. Ryan Felipe and 50 Cent. I would love to watch the continuation of their slow chase that they had in the setup, because that was more invigorating than anything we got in this movie.
I was clearly being charitable and kind of like, the glass is half full. I was kind of being optimistic back then, but even in my heart of hearts, I knew that Ryan Phillippe and 50 Cent were not.
That glass is 3/4 full, sir, compared now.
Well, it is now.
That glass
yeah.
that's a fine wine.
No, but like I say, I think I was being a bit like, no, come on, let's give him the chance. And I knew, but I knew that it was half-assed. I knew it wasn't the best. But this is a bit of a shock to the system, actually.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I watched this on Tubi on my iPad. I watched it at 1.25% speed. I had to get through this quickly. I was like, I don't even care. I know this is just dog shit.
Well, I was doing my laundry. I was doing my laundry while I watched this.
I mean, there have been some bad ones. There is no point to this film whatsoever. The interesting thing is, like you said, how far the mighty have fallen. Not only is Bruce Willis, but Jamie King. Both of them are in Sin City. Both of them are spectacular in Sin City.
And I love
And in
Jamie
this
King.
one, I was hoping in real life, because I think the majority of their characters die in Sin City. They should have died and stayed in Sin City. For real. It was that bad. She is on we start off with this whole big almost Mexican standoff flashback with Bruce yelling and Tyler Jane Olsen.
We've got chapters. We've got flashbacks.
We have one too many chapters. After the fourth, I was like, all right, go. And then I said, chapter 5. I was like, fuck
shit.
me. I was like, this isn't over. So Jamie King, for some reason, for reasons that make no sense, except for this one monologue, which is probably the best moment Bruce is in this film, and we'll get into him in a minute. Her dad has died, and apparently she's a fucking whiny quitter her whole entire life, and her dad has called her out on it, and like, look, you're just a fucking pussy. You quit all the time. You're my little quitter, he calls her. So for some reason, she has to go into these woods, which she used to be scared about, because that's another one. I was like, not sure why this woman going on a hike looks like she thinks she's going to be raped. Like, she literally enters the woods as if it's the Wizard of Oz, and she's going to be like lions and tigers and bears. Like, she walks into this, she's supposed to go on this nature hike to dump her dad's ashes at the top of this mountain that they never walked together because she was too big of a pussy to do it. So she's like trying to prove to herself and him. And along the way, some fucking skinhead looking meth head.
Like Jason Statham on fucking heroin.
Yes,
basically.
Georgia Jason Statham. Backwoods Georgia Jason Statham. Lala Kent, who once again was the coos of fucking Emmett there. Fucking well done, Lala Kent. You're a real fucking piece. She's in it again. Sadly, she's getting a little bit better. I know that's not a big stretch, but like she is kind of slowly gaining a little bit of something, I guess. Apparently, she's been fucking this truck stop fuckwad, and they're stealing drugs for them, and he's their distributor, and he's short on the money, yada, yada, yada. One minute, he wants to try to fuck her. The next minute, she's fucking cutting him off. We're going to find new data. End of the day, as we all know, it goes south. He throws cocaine in her face and runs, and then she shoots him, and then we have the worst CGI we have seen so far. Anybody who says something bad about Breach, why don't you watch this bullet? They decided we're going to do the bullet from over James Bond. And this bullet, whatever they did, not only did it look bad, but the CGI effect they put on the front of his skull was as if the bullet entered through the front, but it was going out the front. So anyone who doesn't know anything about bullets, the bullet going in, the hole is smaller going in, it's bigger coming out the back. Well, they don't know that at the Emmett Furler organization. I knew right then and there, I was like, oh, we are fucked.
Yeah, did you notice the Statham heroin addict guy? There's like some seriously bad dubbing. I don't know if you might not have seen it on your iPad, but that's badly dubbed. It doesn't sync up. The sound doesn't sync up with what it's...
Is it as bad as when Bruce waves and they've recorded over this voice? See you later, Uncle Jack. See you in a week. Or he's like...
Well, there's a lot of that later on as well. There's a lot. But no, well, no, that's not quite so bad because they tend to, with the Bruce stuff,
I know.
You can't see his... You just see him from like the knees down a lot of the time when there's...
Yes.
But this was...
I actually was the stand-in there. I was visiting my brother in Atlanta. I decided to go in there with my knees and feet.
Yeah, but no, the Statham heroin dude... Yeah, there was some really bad dubbing there, and I was like, Jesus Christ, the film's been on 30 seconds, and I'm already on shaky ground.
A review I didn't read was one guy put it on for 30 minutes and stopped, and he had another hour to go. He goes, I can't make it. And at one point, I was like, do I just try to pretend what Steve said? Like, watch the whole thing? Like, do I need to finish this? It's the first one I thought about. Fuck this whole film. This is gonna be a 5-minute episode. Fuck this film. Fuck the people.
Well, you know, this is just a cat. Yeah, this is just a cat and mouse.
This is half-assed at best. It's all slapdickery. There's no point for anything to happen in this movie. Nothing.
Yeah,
None of the stuff that happens.
Whenever the two inept cops are on screen, you've got the banjo music, and he's got his like stupid moustache, and
maybe it was me. Maybe I was hoping. Maybe it tells me a lot about the porn I must be watching. I don't know. But did you think that Bruce's niece, the woman playing Bruce's niece,
looked like a horse?
No, well that. But Kelly Grayson, did you think that the way she was playing her character, did you think she was trying to come on to her uncle? Like at one point when they're sitting there, like just the way she looked at him, I was kind of like, are you trying to fuck your uncle? Like, is that what's about to happen here? Like, and I'll be honest with you, now that the film's finished, I was hoping.
I'll tell you something. I've fucked some pretty ugly women in my time, and I quite frankly pride myself on it. But she's brutal to look at, this woman. I don't know if she looked like.
I got news for you, pal. She's popping back up on that sniper.
Yeah, what's the fucking butler's name in
Mr. Belvedere? Oh, that's the American one.
No, in Adam's Family.
Lurch.
Yeah, she looked like fucking Lurch with a wig on.
Well, at one point I thought she was gonna. And I'm not trying to be just glib or fucking cheeky for cheeky's sake. I really thought the way she was playing, I was like, this is my note. I'm like, she trying to fuck her uncle? And now looking back, as I've said, I would have been all for it. I've been all for it.
Well, depending on what state it is, I guess that's probably okay. I don't know. I know how things work over there.
It was Georgia. It works.
There you go.
Boom. That's actually on the side. Welcome to Georgia. Feel free. It says feel free to fuck your family.
Man, they get it on in Georgia, from what I've heard. But yeah, I was hoping
Georgia.
that's what was going to happen.
Why do you think Ray Charles has got Georgia on his mind? Georgia.
Oh yeah. He's always got the get out of. Hey, I'm blind.
Oh, I didn't know. She's not related technically. I mean, it's not really illegal as long as we don't have the kid. You know what I mean? Oh, boy. Sorry.
But yeah, no, I was kind of hoping they were going to get it on. I just thought that would have been a nice spin. But yeah, Bruce is
awful.
Yeah.
But you see the aphasia. Like, he honestly looks like I'm going to make a cheeky remark because it's how he looks. And obviously, if you'd watch this film in 2021, you'd been like, what in the hell is happening? And now we know what happened a year later. Obviously, we know of the diagnosis. He looked like someone who has dementia, a family member, and like suddenly you show up at their house and they've like somehow wandered out of the house onto the lawn and you're just kind of trying to talking them back into the house. That's what you remind me of. He looked like someone who kind of like got out and they shouldn't have gotten outside. You're kind of like, oh, hey, Uncle Frank, how's Aunt Jean? Want to go inside?
Yeah, I mean, thus far, this is the most kind of obvious.
Yeah, he rebounded that one earlier in the season. He rebounded. He started in the morning. By the time we got to the evening, same shoot. It did not happen here.
Something is clearly awry here.
Yes. And I mean, obviously the director even noticed it because they cut like 25 pages of dialogue. What do you do? 3, 4, right? Like,
I think you're being generous. Well, no, I mean, we can obviously, the director, clearly not a piece of shit in that case.
He saw it. He was like, oh, something's wrong. Something's wrong with him.
But there's a couple of moments I thought
that when he's talking with Jamie King and she tells us about the day, like that was my note. The best moment of his film was when they were sitting down.
And it comes alive a bit, quite literally, in them moments when he's with her. But at any other point in the film, he's clearly reading from a sheet of paper that's been shoved in front of him.
And he's not even really acting. Like a lot of times he's at least doing some acting. In this, he's just kind of like, it's as if someone said, hey, yell these lines. No! And then he kind of like freezes. What is going on? It feels like you startled an old man in his yard.
Again, though, I think he might be being a bit optimistic because they're just so monotone, a lot of the things he's saying, actually.
Yeah.
And but definitely with Jamie King, things seem to come alive a little bit. And there's a little bit of, a little glimmer of the Bruce of yesteryear is there. I think maybe it's because he's opposite a decent actor, in Jamie King.
And yet she's supposed to be the lead, but I really feel it's TJO and Lala Kent. They're the lead in this film.
Well,
actually,
no, they're not really.
Doesn't this lead change every third of the film? Doesn't it feel to?
No, I mean, I think she's the lead. Look, this is inept, ultimately. Yeah?
You're being polite. You're being polite.
So I'm a gentleman. This film is inept. She is the lead, but she's not given anything to do. And we've got these two. They're like comic relief characters, aren't they? The two bumbling.
It's almost if we were in a buddy cop movie and they decided, hey, what if we make a buddy cop movie where the buddy cops are just bad cops? That actually would have been a more exciting plot. If just the two of them were, I might be like, I see what happens is they bumble around fucking East Bumfuck, Georgia. Because they had chemistry, TJO and her. Like, they weren't terrible together. Just everything that the script asked them to do made no sense.
Yeah.
Once again, we've talked about this earlier in the season. There weren't enough characters to kill or to have anything happen with, right? Like,
well, this is it. When you've got like 40 minutes,
they were
to
right.
go.
They were out of death. They had no one to kill. The plot. I mean, the title is actually
not just,
real. They're like, look, we don't have enough people to kill.
Name.
we're out of death to give you. I'd love to kill 20 more people, but it's COVID and we can't get nobody. So here we go. And it's literally 6 people in the film. Like they honestly use 6 people. We watch 5 people. Bruce is hardly, and he's in it, and then he's not, and then he's back. And even then, maybe his worst moment is when he tells her he's going to go back to his cabin. Like he actually looks like he's confused as where the hell his cabin is, where he's going, who he is, and who she is. He really does look confused.
Also, in no other film would he have gone back to the cabin.
Yes.
It's just because this is the Bruce Willis situation that he's got to go back to the cabin. He'd not be like, hey, you go off on your own into the woods with a gun you're not trained to use, and I'll go back to the cabin and find my phone.
Well, I put that down, the phone dialogue, right out the gate. Hey, uncle, whatever, go take a walk. Oh, don't bring your phone. You won't need it. Like, I feel like there was something else there, but he never needed it.
That's what I'm saying. It's all just, the way this is written is just so sort of, it's not confusing. It's just inept. It's just
it's confusing as to
these
why
things would not happen.
Any of these things, exactly. It like makes no sense.
They do. Yeah, it's written in this way because otherwise there's no way these people would be in these situations, yet they're given clearly sort of stupid things to do. You know, like I say, I'll go get my phone at the cabin. You go off into the woods where you're being hunted by a corrupt police department. You know, but you'll be fine.
I think I left the stove
I need my phone.
I had to go shut that down. I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
I may have to take a shit as well. I'm feeling a shit coming on. I can't.
Yeah,
save
but
you.
if he would have said that, so that you go off into the woods alone and be surrounded by danger. Yeah, I've got a hot one in the chamber.
Yeah,
you know.
She said, "Why are you going back to the cabin?" He goes, "I don't know how to not be polite about this, but I have to take a shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. Well, these kind of moments make me gotta shit.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
I have 2 choices: shit here, shit my pants, or shit there. Yeah, I gotta do what I gotta do." And I'd have been like, "That's a Bruce. That's Dropped A Bruce."
So we've got a very simple story, just ultimately handled in such an inept way that it drags out. Like you say, that reviewer guy said he turned it off after 30 minutes. But we can't turn it off, man.
No, I wanted to.
Well, but we're in this for the long haul. We ain't got those get outs. We can't do that.
We don't. No, I'm wishing we had.
We're on the front line. We're on the front line.
We are. And we got no replacements. Just keep getting fucking shots.
We're the grunts. We're the grunts, aren't we? We're just cannon fodder.
They don't even have the fucking decency to put us down, right? Like
and
this,
people
it's
know
just,
what you know what we're going through.
To even give you an idea of what the movie... She's got to take her dad's ashes up because she's got to prove to herself that she's not a pussy to walk through these woods, that besides these bumbling idiots, no one else is in these woods. The reason they're meeting in the woods to do this drug thing makes no sense. There's no reason for it. There's nothing for it besides it to be a plot point. And then Bruce just happens to be there because his wife died, so he's moved from Philadelphia to some cabin in Georgia to, I guess, heal his broken heart.
Yeah.
And he's going to take a walk in the woods. Why he still has his badge on is just because we have to know that he's a cop. He's retired his wife died 3 weeks ago. He's been retired. Why is he still wearing his Philadelphia police badge?
That turns his niece on, I don't know.
But he, clearly did. She had to go home and diddle the kiddle because she was like, I gotta go, otherwise we'd be banging. She didn't bring the fucking nephew. She'd have been pounded right there.
Anyway. So I did think, at the beginning, when that woman gets covered in cocaine.
Yeah, Lala Kent, yeah.
I was hoping they were going to really start fucking hard in the car at that point.
Nothing happens. Nothing ever
like a coke-filled
in these
fuckfest
movies.
in the fucking van.
That would have been great if he had just bent her over the fucking couch after they gave the nephew the video game and pounded his niece, which probably she could have been not related. She's related through marriage. There's no blood there. I've been so much better movie. So much better movie. It's just everything else is just it's inept. It is literally it's the Keystone Cops. TJO and Lala are really playing this as if it's a comedy because they have banter between each other and there's supposed to be like some kind of chemistry where he tried to finger bang her when they were younger and she broke his hand or something there's a weird thing going on there, but they were not bad together.
I think you took that further than was discussed in the film, but a lot of that is in your own head, I think.
Well, listen, look, I'm just saying they had a little bit better rapport.
You got to make it interesting somehow.
But everything else is just like they're chasing each other around. She gets stabbed. My note was like Billy had the best. It says Billy is the luckiest person because she was mercifully killed and didn't have to finish this fucking film. And that is what happens when Lala Kent is killed up, but then she still has to stay in the film because she has to play her own dead body. How much does that suck, right? Like, look, I cashed my check. I'm done with this movie. I got to stay around? God damn it. I got to lay in these weeds? God damn it. TJO looked terrible. He looked like he was on a cocaine bender. And you know what? One guy stood out for me. And at first I thought he was our guy from a couple months back, but he's not. But Michael Ciro, whatever, he plays Sheriff Hank Rivers. He was actually
running for mayor.
Kind of fun. I kind of enjoyed him. Yeah,
but he wasn't. He needed to be more.
But like I said, there was no one to kill. He was a little sinister. He played a decent role. I enjoyed him.
He should have been a bit more pantomime, though. He should have.
But there's no one to be pantomime with, right? Like there's just no one around.
No, but if he was a true great actor, he would have fucking chewed the scenery. He would have known the score.
But he may have had more with Bruce. But because of them having a couple weeks out of the film. I'm not making excuses. I'm just because he walks around that cabin when Bruce's stunt double, as he closes the door, runs into the woods for no reason.
But he was in Survive the Game. Was it Survive the Game? Was it Survive the Night? He was in another one when the two brothers take the family hostage.
He was in Survive the Night. What did he play in that one? Was he one of the guys who got
Survive the Game? No, he's in Survive the Game.
All right, so we haven't seen that one yet then. We haven't got to Survive the Game yet.
Have we not fucking Survive the Night, Survive the Game?
Yeah, Survive the Night was
Survive
back.
the Game?
Yeah, he might have
Surviving the Game he was in. That was actually a pretty good movie, but I digress. So he's in another Brucey, but we've got another Brucey bonus with him, yeah. He was okay. I just feel
like the girl you hate, she's in the two for the Sniper sequel. She's in that bad boy, so both of them.
Oh, yep. Fucking, what's her tits? Lydia Hull, one of the producers.
On this one?
She's back.
Oh,
yeah.
Fuck. No wonder you dumped her. No wonder.
Well,
you had to move on. You had to move on. It was
time for us to, we had our time. And also, Survive the Night, the dude's useless wife, she's in this as well. She plays the woman who they get to pretend to be Jamie King's character for the phone. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the useless wife from fucking Survive the Night. She's in this. So it's fucking community theatre again, isn't it?
It is. No, I mean, TJO's been in like 90 of these.
Like so-and-so from the doctor's office, we reel him in, we get fucking...
You know who we didn't have, though, because of it? We didn't have a John Cusack this time. We didn't have just someone show up.
No.
We didn't get a John Cusack in this.
See, Jamie King, bless her little heart, she's got a lot to fucking deal with.
She does a lot of emotional acting. It's a lot of facial... I don't think she knows why she's scared. Like, I don't know what they told her was her motivation.
Well, no, she's going to be in a movie with Bruce Willis again.
What? Well,
she's done jack shit since Sin City, and I said, "Hey, we've got something for you. You're going to be in a Bruce Willis movie again." And she was like, "Oh, no, she's done them."
She was probably thinking, "You mean I was full nude in fucking Sin City, and I got nothing out of this?"
Come on, shout out to fucking my Bloody Valentine remake, which she's great in. But she's done some good shit. She's done some bad shit too.
Yeah, well, this is going in the bads.
But this is going in the bads. But look, she did what she could, and this is it, ladies and gents. I mean, what are we saying here? This is a new low. Set up is fucking Goodfellas in comparison. Breach is fucking Prometheus in comparison. Where's our boy Corey Large?
I'm telling you, when EFO gets involved, we get fucked. We get diddied. This is the fucking diddy parties what we're getting right now. We're getting fucked over here.
Hey, we could be sued for libel. Let's fucking leave that out for now.
Yeah, okay, good luck. Look, he's got a lot more. He's looking at life. He's never leaving.
No, he's looking
jail.
at our podcast, man. We're going down with him. But listen.
Oh, the one thing he can listen to in jail, he's
listened to every fucking podcast that's ever been recorded, and he's now hitting ours, and he's taking notes on how he's going to fucking sue us. But listen, I'm telling you, fucking Corey Large, our boy Corey Large. If you'd have thrown Daniel Bernhardt in this, the crew are fucking all there. We've got the gang, haven't we? We've got the rogues.
We know who to use.
We've got the rogues gallery. You just need to reel these people in.
Look, I don't want to blame everything on COVID, but this was filmed during COVID, so clearly that obviously affected everything. That's why they're all outside. I mean, it's rare to even have anyone in the building. They had a couple of times people next to each other in a building. This is just a very bad movie. Nothing makes sense. There is no point. And I do think Bruce's aphasia really peeking through affected maybe what some of the things they had planned for the film.
Yeah, it's never been more apparent.
Bruce being in the film, if he was supposed to be there for 2 days, there was other stuff that they had to rework completely in order to piece whatever they had together. which may be why we focused more on them chasing Jamie King and that bullshit, because I feel like there was supposed to be a cat mouse game between him and the other sheriff, and that never materialized because
I think that's likely to be what the film is missing, because I did find that the film lacked a kind of climax, didn't it? It did lack a sort of finale.
Well, when it did climax, exactly. It's almost as if they didn't know what they were
it's
going to
all
do.
done literally behind the curtain, isn't it?
And like they're shooting at each other, and only one of them gets shot. I don't fucking know. And he comes out and he falls down. Then he commits suicide, I guess, in the jail cell. I honestly don't know what I watched. I think it was a couple kids found a camcorder and they videotaped each other. It just, everything is just so convoluted. None of this stuff should happen. None of it should have been happening at all.
Well, to me, it's like it made sense. It was just irrelevant. It was the whole thing was irrelevant.
Well, yeah, but like it's just all this stuff
I
doesn't
understood
happen
it all.
sense.
I mean, I understood everything that was happening, but it was just so minor, wasn't it? It was just such a...
I understood why it was happening, but none of it had to happen. None of it should have happened.
No, I get that. Yeah, I agree. Totally. You're not going to get an argument from me. No, Scott, you're wrong. Well, you're missing the layers, man.
It was layers, all right. Layers of shit. Layers of shit that just kept falling down. And I kept thinking, maybe there's a turning point here, right? Like something's going to happen. No, it just got bad.
Well, when Jamie King stabs that female cop in the leg, you don't even see it. I don't even know. It's almost like, let's not show any violence because, we want to get shown on as many home screens as possible.
They were out of death. They couldn't. They'd used up all their death they could use in this film.
They checked. They checked. Oh shit,
we're out of death. I don't see it.
Can someone run?
Wait a minute, that's a great title. Out of death. I love that. Let's use this.
But yeah. Out of death, out of depth.
Out of depth, out of
toilet paper, out of brains.
I know.
Out of their minds.
Look, I've been thinking about like this is what number. This is number 9. It's number 9 of the season. We got 3 to go. I'm thinking, what are the Bruceys? Oh, is it we just handing everything to Breach at this point? Like, what is going to be part of the Bruceys?
This could be a thing. But
what are your nominees? There are no nominees. There's a standard winner. No one else to point at.
But I think when we take a look back, we'll be able to pick out some little treats for the peeps. Now, it'll all be lies, obviously, but...
A lot of dog shit, man. We have a lot of dog shit lately. And look, Mr. O'Connell did say, prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves. Strap in. It's not going to get easier on the second half of the journey. And we opened the second half of the journey with this. And I thought, God damn it. Like, when he said it, I thought, okay, he just, being glib, thought it was, crap, and which is fair. I thought, but it's not gonna be that bad. I mean, we've watched some dog shit. Like, I can't.
Well, when I asked him if he would have watched these films had it not been for the book, he said, "Hell no." My heart sank a little bit, and I had a little cry when we went off that.
I tell you, we thought, we're gonna be fun. We're gonna have a nice little fun now. Called Dropping A Deuce.
I thought that was particularly savage of him. It just fucking hit us with that fact. So, man, let us down easy.
We have brought this on ourselves. We have no one to blame.
Yeah, we've got no. Yeah, we have no one to blame.
We say, hey, we should do it for free. Let's do this for free.
Let's ruin our lives.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Let's do 19 more. How about that? You want to do 19 more? Guess what?
What the hell?
We're gonna. You're fucking gonna. Goddamn it. 19 fucking more.
Don't move! Throw your gun as far as you can. Throw it!
Hey, I'm not sure how your eyesight is, pal. We're the sheriff's department.
I see that. But shit don't go down like this. On your knees. Now, God damn it! I'm a cop. 35 years. So don't be stupid. What happened?
She assaulted me. She's some sort of junkie.
They're lying. She murdered someone.
She's a fucking liar.
Everybody calm down. Here's what we're gonna do. We're all going down to the police station. We're gonna figure this out.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan to me.
So let's jump into our final thoughts on this gem.
Favorite scene.
I was able to mine answers for these 4. It was tough, but Mr. Smith, what was your favorite scene from maybe the finest piece of cinema of the 21st century?
I was hoping you'd go first.
You know what? I will then. How about that? I'll jump in first. All right. This is going to be cynical. This is going to be cheeky. And I said it a week or two ago, or a month or two ago, when I said, these B movies sure do enjoy violence against women. And so my favorite scene is when Mr. Tyler J. Olson uppercuts Jamie King while yelling, batter up. And I thought, fuck it. There you go, sir. You know what? If you're going to knock a lady out, if you're going to do violence on women, as long as you have a catchphrase to do it with, hey, how about that?
It is always funny when women get hit, in a movie.
Uppercutted and, hey, batter up, bada bing.
I was kidding, by the way, but that's not mine because I'm not a sadistic piece of shit like you. My favourite, when he punched her later and then kicked her in the groin.
I did better when he kneed her in the cooch.
And
he said, hey, take a seat or whatever.
No, I'm gonna say the very end where I'm gonna say the credits.
Credits
my favorite
don't count, you cocksucker.
No, my favorite part is when Bruce Willis and Jamie King walk off into the sunset together, and he says how proud her dad would be of her.
And then he bends her over the next stump, and he
fucks her in the ass over here.
As the titles roll, I got you a face.
No, seriously.
If only.
No, seriously. My favourite moment was when the bag of coke explodes in that woman's face, the female cop's face. That did make me laugh. Well, because she's a cop, go back to the office. I can explain. It's just, I can explain, guys. So, yeah, that was my favourite bit, was really when she got hit in the face with all that cocaine.
Women abuse is what we're going with here. Wait, we're out of death. We're not out of beating women.
Hey! Jesus Christ.
Well, welcome to the Bruce Willis STDs. Good chance he won't know what he's saying, and women will get hurt.
Best one-liner.
Best one-liner.
Wow. You must have the same one as me.
I'm sure we do. I think Lala Kent asked him a question. I don't know what the question was, but the answer was,
do you think he'll be mad?
Yes.
Do you think
he'll be mad? Does the Tin Man have a sheet metal cock? Mr. TJO as Tom Rivers.
I've got that written on my phone. Right there.
That's it.
So, that's the only line. Everything else is like, run. Everything else is run, duck. My daddy would have been so proud of me. So, yeah, we've got the same line because it's the only line, quite frankly.
Does the Tin Man have a sheet metal cock? Technically, wouldn't it be a tin cock? But anyways, it's not split hairs here.
Best performance.
Best performance. I think it's Michael Ciro, however you say his name. Doesn't matter. No one knows him. Who cares? He's not listening to this. But Michael Ciro, who's our end-all bad guy. He's supposed to be the biggest baddie. He's the big bad wolf that we're supposed to have cop versus cop final. And then we realized that Bruce Willis doesn't know he's on a movie set, and they said, we got one day, let's figure this out, and at the end, we'll just have some kind of like girl-on-guy fight. Something ridiculous that makes no sense, and that's what we got. So, but for me, I enjoyed Michael Cera. I thought he was actually, and again, I know when you say, hey, he's the least, I mean, look, as the Macho Man says, the cream always rises to the top. And in this shit pile, he's the nugget that popped up just a bit higher than the rest. How about for you, sir?
Well, this is just horrible. This is a horrible position to be in, but I'm gonna have to agree with you. Michael Ciro is Hank Rivers, sheriff running for mayor.
A town of 6.
He just should have been a bit more. He should just have been a bit more camp. He should have chewed the scenery a bit more, and he'd have walked away with the whole thing. He did kind of anyway, sort of, but not quite. But we'll get to that.
Sure, once Bruce left after day 1, he had 8 to go. Like, fuck. You know what? If we give a little retrospective, not a pass, but a bit of like, okay, we understand. I understand why this is a big appeal of shit as is. But when you have 25 pages written for Bruce Willis to do some stuff, to do Bruce stuff, and he can't do it, and he's gone after a day, and you got 8 days to fucking now make a movie about a bunch of kids playing grab ass in the fucking woods, you're like, well, I don't know what we're doing now. We're kind of in shit's creek right now. So I think some of the stuff we missed out on, we didn't get, was because Bruce was there a day, and they had 8 more to fill. And they're like, Jesus Christ, what do we do? Yeah. EFO was off transporting people into other countries for sexual things, so they don't care. And this is what we got.
Well, he's probably getting truckloads of chicks together for P. Diddy to dip in fucking baby oil.
Exactly.
Why you fucking AK-47s
all this money is for fucking Diddy's oil. That's what it's about.
Favorite character.
for favorite character, I'm going with Sheriff Hank Rivers. He's the guy who was the best performance. I think he was the best character. No one else.
Actually, fuck Michael. So I'm going Jamie King.
Are you really?
Like
You're
Jamie
changing
King.
it up?
She was, fuck that guy.
All
with his
she did was
massive
make
goatee.
faces and
He
bleed.
has a really wide goatee, didn't he? Do you notice that about Michael Cera? This really wide goatee. That just disturbed me. Because it wasn't a beard. Commit. Do you know what I mean? Have a normal
This was
manicured...
his thing.
Hey, you have a manicured goatee or you have a beard. You go in the middle, you're a fucking pussy, you can't commit. And we don't like people like that. Fuck Michael Cera. Jamie King's beautiful. I love her. I want her babies. And she's the best character and the best actor in the movie. So go fuck yourself.
She is not. She is terrible. No, she's not terrible. They don't give her anything to do. She makes a lot of faces. She's crying a lot. She's in pain a lot. And she has one moment where she talks about her dad thinks she's a pussy. And that's about as far as she go with that. And that's it.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying
I just did her performance. I just did her performance for you.
I'd still rather fuck Jamie King than you.
Oh, don't shoot me.
Yeah, but she's not bald with a massive beard, so I like her more than you.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, she was almost bald. But anyways.
I'd probably still fuck you, but, you know.
Well, I'm sure you tried to. I mean, that's why you're on this podcast with me.
That's what I do. No, I like Jamie King. I think you're being a bit harsh. I know you like to see women get punched in the face, but this is going too far.
Her being punched in the face aside, like, I'm not blaming her. I'm not blaming her. It just was nothing for her to do. Like, the two main stars were supposed to be her and Bruce Willis, and they didn't do shit. And honestly, if you told me you liked TJO and Lana Kent, I almost would have been like, you know what? They do add some charisma and some funny stuff to it. So you know what?
Jamie King is.
I'm gonna change.
She's decent in this.
I'll even change mine. My favorite characters were those two because they were just fucking.
You don't get both. You don't get both. What the fuck's this?
Listen, you just changed everything right now over here. You fucking goat fucker. Jesus Christ.
Hey, only at weekends, all right?
Grabbing
only at weekends.
Humping. All right, so yeah, whatever.
I'm an
Anyways,
animal lover.
I'm gonna stay with Michael best performance, and he's the best character. He changed it up to Jamie King because he's hoping she's listening. He thinks he's gonna get a chance with her. She's gonna shoot him in the chesticles. That's all gonna happen.
No, she was the best character and she was the best actor in the movie. Go fuck yourself.
Good luck. Good luck, folks. You're gonna realize he's a drunk. All right, you're gonna figure out that he's as lost in the front lawn as Bruce Willis was in this film. He has no idea where he is.
Probably right.
There's a nurse behind him right now coming to get him. All right, now it's time for our moment of truth.
The moment of truth.
Oh boy, this is a simple one, but did Mr. Bruce Willis drop a deuce or Bruce? It's a fucking deuce.
He most definitely dropped a deuce.
And I do understand that a lot of it is because of his mental ailment. I get that. I do. I get it. But we don't give out gold fucking stars here for participation. You took the job and you fucking failed at it. And my heart breaks for the man because it has been hard to watch him. He said, we got 19 to go. I've had a family member who died of dementia. It was my grandmother, but I didn't watch it. My grandfather did watch that, right? So, we go over and visit, but we are watching a hero of ours from our childhood literally deteriorate before our very eyes. And I don't mean that in any glib, cheeky, asshole way. It is painful to watch John McClane, to watch Butch from Pulp Fiction, and all the other great movies, to watch him disappear before our very eyes. It is a painful realization. And I think this is going to be one of our standards. And Mr. O'Connell did say there's a couple, maybe some, fun ones down the road, like not many, but, a few here and there. But this is kind of sad. It really is. It's hard to watch. I almost kind of wish, I'll be honest, I wish it was just he was sucking as an actor at this point. I would have been happier to be like, God damn, Bruce has fucking lost it. What a fucking hack. That would make me happier than having to go, my God, he's lost it, but he's also lost it. And now, after this, I'm going to have to go back and watch all of his good movies and erase the memory of these when we're done with this in another year plus. So, for me, it's a deuce. I'm sorry. I wish it wasn't Bruce, but it is, or maybe you don't anymore, but you did at the time. Everyone knows it's a deuce. Mr. Willis. Mr. Smith, what do you got?
Oh, this is a deuce, man. This was tough. This was the worst. And I think we haven't, I think we did mention it in a throwaway comment, but there's a lot of dubbing for Bruce, isn't there?
He barely says anything. Yeah, I mean,
well, he barely says anything, but when he's running through the forest a lot, and you just see him from the knees down, and it's just his voice.
Yeah.
But they've just said, Bruce, can you just say these words? But there's no emoting, is there? There's no actual acting to the overdubs. This is surprisingly bad, actually, because he's been a bit ropey before. But there's been moments in the film where he was okay, and in the grand scheme, when you add it all together, it wasn't so bad. Whereas this was like 95% terrible.
Yes.
And this is just the Bruce part.
Yes.
95%.
One glimmering of a moment where you're like, oh, hey,
he's back. But yeah, like I say, I think Jamie King kind of brought out the best in him, but they don't really get much time together.
No.
So, because like I said, I joked about it, but at the end when they go off into the sunset, that was quite. It
was probably pretty close to when he just did the other scene too. They're one day, so they're doing them all in similar setups.
So yeah, this is definitely a deuce, man. One of the worst.
He most definitely dropped a deuce.
And it's sad because they breached 2 months ago. 2 months ago was one of our favorite performances of him in a long time. He was spectacular in it.
And one of the best films of the bunch.
Enjoyable. And they filmed that it took about a year. So they filmed that back in 2019. But so this is in 2020, late 2020. That year is huge. The slippage for him, unfortunately, is quite astounding in the performances between.
Yeah, having said that, clearly we both have got a sort of severe, sort of morbid curiosity to what's to come. Do you know what I mean? Because
I thought the setup was dog shit, and the setup right now looks like top tier. It looks like it could be up on our shelf.
True that. So we've got 19 more.
Yeah, 19 more.
And he's bad now. Who fucking knows? But it's a morbid curiosity, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I'll be as kind as I can, but you got to tell it like it is at the same time.
Look, we're gonna a deuce is a deuce, and what it is. I mean, if he drops another Bruce, we'll give him one.
There you go.
That leads us to as if you don't know, folks. Is this movie a Bruce or a deuce? I'm gonna give this entire episode what I like to call the Roadhouse. The double deuces. This is a double deuce, all right? This is fucking full-on action jeans, kick to the fucking chin, elbow to the cock, fucking ponytail wearing motherfuckers are banging your girl while you're bleeding on the ground kind of beat down that we took. This is a deuce. This is the worst film we have seen. I didn't think it was possible to possibly jump Reprisal, and I'm not going to say that this is going to be the worst one we've watched because I have a good feeling, a strong feeling, that with 19 to go, this may end up fitting at the top of the bottom, if that makes sense. We may get to a point where
I hope not.
we look back and go, do you remember how much we wish we were out of death?
I just hope, look, Bruce gets some meds and he's at least kind of a bit more animated.
Like I said, Mr. O'Connell did give us a little hope that there's a few in there that we might be like, hey.
Exactly.
Right,
so, that's just going to be so wildly uneven that we just don't know what's in store for us, and that's probably a good thing.
This is, I don't know if you have this in England, but over here we have Cracker Jacks. And back in the old day, the Cracker Jacks was something you ate at a baseball game and you'd open it up and there'd be some kind of prize inside. Well, this is like a Cracker Jacks with a homeless man who's on drugs and he's had that box for a while and you don't know what you get when you put your hand inside. Most likely,
his old teeth.
I'm hoping for his old teeth. It's most likely some kind of dried poop or fresh poop. We don't know. I'm hoping for a tooth at this point. The tooth would be an absolute gem for us if we could get a tooth instead of what else we're going to get in there. Yeah, exactly.
This film was definitely dropped a deuce.
Well, yeah. So, we'll just have to wait and see, won't we?
No, I'm sorry. You never gave us yours. I know what it is, but
this film is.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to apologize. I do.
To some, Citizen Kane is a masterpiece. No, not to me. No, this is pretty just an inept, kind of boring, just sort of load of, as we say in the UK, a load of old rubbish. That's what this is. And we spent the whole episode tearing it to pieces, so I'm sure you're not surprised. But this is a load of old rubbish. This is a big, fat, steamy deuce.
This film was definitely dropped a deuce.
Once again, this episode for both of us is a Roadhouse special. at the Double Deuces. The Double Deuce. Now, those of you who are as excited as I am to say this to my cohort and for you to watch it, our next movie, Midnight in the Sawgrass, is directorial debut of fucking Emmett Furla. We get fucking that cocksucker is going to direct. So that next one, he's directed it. So we'll see. We've only got 3. I mean, it's Thanksgiving here in the States at this point. And actually, when you listen to this will have been an entire journey of Steve. Steve will have been on not only our shows, but he would have been on also in November. You've already heard. He was on my Church of Tarantino for the first time of season 3. So he made a return. But he's a little too highbrow to be on my Kill, Marry, Smash, Eat podcast because he's into fucking upper echelon comedy shit. But Steve will have done a big sweep through. I don't know where we're at right now in America because we would have already had our election. At the time of this recording, we're a good over a month out. But at the time of listening to this, we've already had the election. So who knows where that is headed. And you know what? Hopefully, while you're finishing sopping up your gravy with your biscuit, you're watching out
We've
of
got
death
our very
at the
own
family
political
dinner.
shit show going on right now. Believe me, we're not alone, all right? This is not quite as fucking warped and fucking retarded as yours.
Yes.
Oh, should I say? I didn't say retarded, did I?
Well, at this point, it is.
Not the first time I've been cancelled.
Can't cancel what people aren't listening to. You know what I'm saying? I'm just all right, so to P. Diddy in jail, thanks for listening to us again. We know you're not going anywhere anytime soon, so be sure to jump back in, see if we talk some more shit about you on our next episode right around Christmas. What is Bruce going to give us for Christmas? We shall find out.
Oh.
And that will do it for our 21st episode. Please feel free to reach out to us on the show's socials, which can be found in the show notes. And tell us what you thought about this film, how you feel about Bruce as an actor, or even to let us know what you think about the podcast. We'd also greatly appreciate it if you give the show a like, leave us a review, and follow the show on the last of the Action Heroes Podcast Network, where you can find other amazing podcasts dedicated to such iconic action stars as Stallone, Lundgren, Van Damme, Schwarzenegger, and Seagal. The link to the network can also be found in our show's notes. So won't you please join us again next month as Steve and I pull our Willis Winnebago over to review Bruce's role in 2021's American crime thriller, Midnight in the Switchgrass, to see if he dropped a deuce or if he dropped a bruise. So until then.
Yippee Ki-Yay, motherfucker.
This has been a Man with an Exceptional Beard production.